Hi guys, let me explain you Porpunkah, the Porpunkah Dezi Freeman incident, and this is got nothing to do with the brave, decent officers who lost their lives. It's a cultural thing, and the cultural thing stems back to 2007, the 2007 OPI investigation. Let me point this out in a quick drive cast. For those of you who have just stumbled across me or whatnot, or haven't read my book, around 2007, and you can Google this, like a New South Wales magistrate speaks about it. It's online. It's not just like, it's a fact. Around that time, they did an OPI investigation into all things Lawyer X, police corruption, basically. And what they did, they built an entire prison unit. It's there in concrete, called Salamander in Port Phillip Prison. They even, just to really make sure we're not mistaken, they even built this prison unit with larger prison cells, I kid you not, because corrupt police officers and government official types are going to do their prison harder than normal inmates. It's a fact. It's there in concrete. Now, what happened was in Victoria, they didn't allow that OPI investigation to run its course. Now, that then led to the culture of corruption, because what happened to all those 75 to 150 odd corrupt police officers and government workers? Hello? They were allowed to continue on as if nothing, no problem. You know, you got away with that one. Which then led to all manner of things, including the Burke Street Mall, including that Porsche incident where 4 brave police officers lost their lives, and now including the Porpunkah incident where 2 brave, decent, hard-working detectives, police officers, who deserve to just go home at night, even if they were part of the problem. It's a cultural problem, which means it's a poor leadership problem, which means it's a politician problem. So these detectives deserve to retire and go home, bar for the rot that should have been removed around 2007 was not allowed to run its course, leaving an entire prison unit sitting empty with no corrupt people in it, literally. So in that, my part of all this was I got dragged into experiencing the full level as just a non-violent, drug-addicted, petty criminal who turned left in the fork of the road. The wheels fell off my life, and I had no wife, no children, no family to catch me. So I fell into, and I saw how corrupt things was, and that didn't sit well with me at all. Anyway, so I get involved, I get dragged into an IBAC investigation, and criminal matter, to be honest, against a GEO-employed prison officer at the hurriedly opened, mismanagedly opened Ravenhall Correctional, which then led to me literally becoming like system enemy number 1. The amount of time they'd be like, "You're a dog." I'd walk into the Melbourne Drug Court, I kid you not, and there'd be magistrates and, "You dog." Literally, like Magistrate Pappas was well aware of this sport that was being played. She referred to it as a sport. No allegedlys. Literally, you can FOI that one. Anyhow, in this, to give you an example of the rotten culture that exists in Victoria Police and all things prisons and system in Victoria, they used, among other situations, they used a drug-addicted sex worker who they told me, I didn't know, they told me she was a sex worker for one of the bikies. So the police were using a bikie girl to get at me, I kid you not, I got the photos, while turning a blind eye to trafficable amounts of GHB, what they call juice, meth, all under the warranted watchful eye of the drug court order of Magistrate Pappas. I kid you not. And Odyssey House, Jenny LaFaro. I kid you not. And Bart from Melbourne Drug Court. So in their attack on me, and they're trying to, in her words, you came here with a reputation, but we broke the law and told everybody about your non-violent petty criminal ways. Like that. That was Magistrate Pappas's response to it all. Now, it is that rotten culture that exists that has directly led to brave police officers like the Porpunkah incident. It has already indirectly cost 4 police officers their life. They were sleep depriving that Pusey. Ask yourself this: why is a person whose charge, he didn't kill any police officers, he was an idiot, that's what he was. I'll tell you what would have happened with the Porsche driver, and you can track him down, investigative journalists, because he will attest to this. Unless he's fearing for his life. Aside the fact that he was sleep deprived, we all saw him getting sleep deprived and harassed by the prison officers at the Metropolitan Remand Centre. Aside that, ask yourself why he wasn't charged with murder. There was no murder, yet here we have the best bully boy police, right? He did a dumb thing, 100%. There's no question about it. However, did you see the bully boy tactics of the police rile up? Homicide squad inspectors doing the bail app, getting him sleep deprived while he's in MRC, and just fully going above and beyond, giving him the fuck off treatment, the same type of treatment that they were trying to do to me. So just full disgusting tactics, which has now been responsible for the lives. And I warned them. I warned Magistrate Pappas. I warned many drug court worker, the Odyssey House case worker, the whole lot. I said, your rotten culture is going to lead to I even wrote it in a book I wrote called A Very Broken System. Your rotten culture is going to lead to the death of brave frontline police officers. What a thing to have an I told you so about. And you know their response to it? You know their response to me doing this? I had to, because they continued with the AI bot technology. The only way I could get it to stop was to go public. And you know their response to it? Their response is to continue the harassment. Right, yeah? You want to question the force, do you? You want to question our corruption? This loony, this peanut, dare to question Victoria. But that's what they're like. It is nonsense. Just do your job, Victoria Police. We wouldn't have the record crime stats. Don't go running around harassing people. Hey, that is the rotten culture. And to the brave frontline police officers who've just started, and prison officers, please don't become part of the culture that ends up being responsible for your colleagues losing their lives. Rise above it, please, for the sake of your colleagues. If you can't do it for the Victorian public and you can't do it for yourself, do it for those that you work alongside. And quickly, please. Stay tuned, because I'm going to do a podcast on YouTube